Some places are more than just haunted. They're cursed. Places where people enter and never return. No explanations. No clues. Just silence. These locations span the globe, from ancient forests and forgotten asylums to mysterious sinkholes and mine shafts. What do they all have in common? People disappear there, without a trace, without reason. These are 5 cursed places where people vanish, and the legends surrounding them will make you think twice before ever stepping near. Deep in the heart of Romania lies Hoia Baciu Forest, often called the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania. Locals have feared it for centuries. Trees grow in twisted, unnatural shapes. Animals refuse to enter, and hikers often report sudden nausea, time loss, or even missing chunks of memory. But the most disturbing cases, the disappearances. In 1968, a military technician photographed a disc-shaped object hovering above the forest. Hours later, he vanished. His body was never recovered. Others report entering the woods and walking in circles for hours, even days, despite GPS showing they hadn't moved at all. One girl went missing for 5 years, and returned wearing the same clothes, unchanged, not a day older. When asked where she'd been, she said she had never left. No one could explain it. The forest is quiet now, but it waits. Watching. In upstate New York stands a building that has long been erased from official maps, the Remington Asylum. Built in 1892, it was home to over 300 patients suffering from what was then called demonic possession. In truth, they were simply mentally ill, but the staff were cruel, rooms were windowless. Patients were starved, restrained, and in many cases, never released. After a fire in 1939, the asylum was shut down, but some say not everyone died. Urban explorers report hearing screams echoing from underground tunnels. Cameras malfunction, compass needles spin, and worse, people have gone in and disappeared. In 2003, 2 documentary filmmakers entered the asylum to shoot a paranormal piece. Only one came back, shaking, incoherent, and unable to remember what happened. The other was never seen again. Official searches found nothing. Locals call it the Devil's Halls, and those who live nearby warn, whatever's still in there doesn't want to be found. Far into Siberia's frozen lands, there's a lake that shouldn't exist. Lake Koshcheyevo is small, dark, and always ice cold, even in the dead of summer. Locals fear it deeply. For generations, they've told stories of people vanishing near the water's edge. No splash, no struggle, just gone. Scientists tried to study the lake in the 1980s. Their equipment failed. Radiation levels were unusually high. And one diver who entered the lake's depths reported seeing an enormous metallic structure beneath the water, then lost consciousness. When pulled out, he screamed in a language no one recognized. For hours, he never spoke again. The Russian government restricted access shortly after. Satellite images are now blurred. To this day, the lake remains untouched, and waiting. In the dense Aokigahara forest of Japan, also known as the Sea of Trees, the line between this world and another feels razor thin. Located at the base of Mount Fuji, it's infamous for the number of people who go there to end their lives. But not everyone who enters dies, some simply vanish. No remains. No belongings. Rescue teams regularly sweep the forest, marking trees with tape so they don't get lost themselves. But the forest seems to move. Electronics fail. Compasses spin. One rescue worker reported seeing a woman in a white kimono, hovering a few inches above the ground, vanish behind a tree that wasn't there seconds before. When he returned with backup, the path he'd used to enter the area was gone. The stories go back centuries. That Aokigahara was cursed by angry spirits long before Japan was even a country. The forest doesn't just lure people in. It keeps them. In Western Australia, miners once discovered a massive underground shaft deep in the outback. Rich with gold, they built a town around it, but something was wrong. Workers reported strange echoes, whispering voices, and the sound of footsteps where no one was walking. Then people began disappearing, one by one. First a worker, then an inspector, then an entire shift crew, 10 men, gone without a sound. The mine was sealed, the town abandoned. But urban explorers sometimes return, drawn by the legend. In 2011, a group of 3 men entered the mine at night. One made it out, rambling about tunnels that shouldn't exist and creatures with glowing eyes. He died in a psychiatric hospital 2 weeks later. The mine's name has been removed from most records. Maps simply list the region as uninhabitable, but locals still hear distant screams from the shaft when the wind is right. What causes these disappearances? Could it be electromagnetic anomalies? Time distortions? Portals to other realities? Or are these places simply gateways, ancient thresholds that were never meant to be crossed? Science has no answers. Governments won't speak, but the stories keep coming. People go in, and don't come back. These places exist. And they're waiting, watching, choosing their next visitor. So the next time you're tempted to explore somewhere forbidden, ask yourself, is it haunted? Or is it cursed? And if you disappear, will anyone even remember you were there? Thanks for watching. If you love deep, cinematic dives into the world's strangest and most terrifying mysteries, subscribe to Mindily. We release new videos every week, stories science can't explain and the truth no one wants to believe. And remember, some places don't want to be found.